I'm Colleen Beres. I am the Director of Business Strategy for Terra Translations. Terra Translations is a boutique language services provider with a global footprint located right here in the state of Wisconsin. We help our customers expand their reach through accurate and culturally appropriate translation. Having roots in Latin America, we specialize in all dialects of Spanish. However, we help our customers translate their content into 30 different languages. Today, I'd like to introduce you to the idea of expanding your audience using bilingual and multilingual translation, what this type of investment will look like and the benefits you can anticipate, and how you can engage in this project in manageable phases. So the major reason why a company should consider translating at least their website, if not all of their written content, is pretty simple. It comes down to the reach of your audience, right? We all want more customers. We all want to develop new relationships. And the easiest way to do that is by speaking the same language. Communication is an innate component of being human. We are attracted to people who speak our same language. But in the United States, our world is driven by English. Most people don't even realize that there are 350 different languages spoken in the United States. There are over 55 million Spanish speakers in the US. That is more than the population of Spain. 14% of people in Milwaukee speak Spanish, not to mention that just south of us, there are 1.9 million Spanish speakers in the state of Illinois, most of them concentrated to the Chicagoland area. To take this a step further, differing studies have shown that somewhere between 50 to 60% of consumers will not even consider buying from a company whose website is not available in their native or preferred language. So this really comes down to buyer behavior and preference. Is your company missing out on a piece of the pie because you are not paying attention to this consumer preference? This is the biggest reason why companies should really consider translating not only their website, but all of the written content that they are presenting to their customers or potential customers. So many people ask us if they also need to employ a bilingual staff when translating their materials. And really the way that you want to think about translation is as another component of your customer service package. What type of customer service are you offering to your client base? Is it a translated website, or is it through the whole spectrum of offering a member of your staff that can answer questions real time? It doesn't have to be all inclusive, so you don't have to have the whole package in order to engage. Really what you want to think about is this overarching idea of having your customers understand that you are creating an inclusive space for them and that what matters to them matters to you. The other thing that you want to think about is the way that our economy operates, especially right now in the midst of a pandemic, more so than ever. We are doing everything online. So is your service offering or your catalog available online? Are people able to place orders on your website? Are you able to communicate with them via email? These are all services that a company like Terra Translations can help you with without employing a member of your staff that speaks that specific language. So don't feel like it's an all or nothing game. Many of us have taken advantage of modern conveniences like Google Translate. These artificial intelligence engines are awesome for vacation. For finding out where the bus stop is, for finding out where a restaurant might be, but think about how much time and effort your company has put into developing content that is on your website or in a capability statement, in a brochure. I have to imagine that every single word was carefully chosen. So when it comes to translating that material into a different language that is targeted to an audience, which is known as localization, You want to leave that to the professionals. Language is still about human interaction, and until maybe different technology is developed, that is something that isn't available right now. You still need a human professional to make sure that that messaging is conveyed equally in that other language, as much so as it is in English. The other component that you want to think about is security. Did you know that when you enter something into Google Translate, that you no longer fully control it? So if you are translating, say, an employee manual, something that is proprietary that you want to offer to your employees into a different language, the moment you input it into an engine like Google Translate, they have the right to utilize that content. The same thing goes for anything else that you're putting into that engine. So it's important for you to think about who am I entrusting my assets to when it comes to translating this content. So what can you expect after you translate your material? Let me tell you what some of our customers have told us, and let me tell you about what we've seen in the industry. In general, our customers always report a higher level of retention. Read loyalty. Their customers are coming back to them because they feel more considered. They feel more inclusive. On that note of inclusion, one of our amazing customers, we are a proud partner with Marquette University, spends a lot of time thinking about how to create an inclusive experience for their student body, but also for their support systems. So family members want to know what they can expect for their students to be experiencing when they head off to college. And that's really important for them to feel like they're included in that process, and translating a website information can do that for them. Talking about the industry, I'd like to give you an example from a brand that many of you may know, being from Milwaukee, and that is Amtrak. We all know them to be the US railway system. And when Amtrak decided that they wanted to target the US Hispanic market, they opted to translate their website into Spanish. They had great traction, exactly what they expected, and sales went up. But they also had an unexpected result of translating that website, and that was an appeal to a global audience. So they were reaching global consumers who were interested in using Amtrak services when they came to visit the United States. Once they discovered this extra benefit, they opted to translate their website into German, French, and Chinese, and reported that that investment was paid for in under 3 months. So what you can see from this is that a great result is obviously impacting the bottom line and revenue growth. So when you're deciding where to start your translation projects, there are a couple of things that you want to take into consideration. The first is, where's the money coming from? Where is your most captive audience? Where are you garnering your most leads? This is where you should focus first. So for a lot of companies, this is their website that is driving the most traffic. For other companies, it might be your social media presence or a blog. These are all components that you need to consider when deciding where to start first. The other component that you cannot ignore is who is your audience and what is your brand strategy. I'll give you a great example of this. We have a client called Innovators Box. This company does amazing work in corporate settings by initiating an idea of creativity to create a more engaging employment experience. And they came to us to translate some of the worksheets that they use in their workshops. The CEO of this company very purposely decided to translate all of their worksheets into 8 different languages rather than focusing on their website. Why? Because they wanted to create more access for their customers to provide to their employees. This aligned with their brand strategy and didn't necessarily fit the normal model of website first, other content later. So these are all important components for you to think about what fits your business and who are you trying to attract. As you consider what opportunities and what relationships you might be missing out on developing, as a Scale Up partner, we want to help you. We would like to offer our fellow Scale Up partners a complimentary 1-hour consultation where we'll help you look at your content, decide what might be the best place for you to start, and what languages you might want to consider. We'd also like to help you jumpstart your first project. So we're offering you 500 words complimentary. This can come in the form of a press release or maybe getting a jumpstart on your website. I'd like to offer a sincere thank you to the Scale Up organization. We feel so lucky to be a part of this wonderful community. And I'd especially like to thank Mallory Davis and Elmer Moore for initiating this conversation. You can reach me directly at 312-810-6241, or my email address is Colleen@terratranslations.com. I'd love to hear from you. Adios.